Hi, I'm Steve from Outdoor Gear Maniacs, and I'm going to talk about my hiking gear revolution. This is me about 20 years ago. Well, not me actually, but the gear I used to take with me anyways. Massive backpack, all the cotton clothes you could buy, and here's me in my rain suit looking like Darth Vader. This is all the stuff that I used to carry on the outside of my pack. All of my clothes and outdoor gear. Some nice big heavy Mendile mountain boots. Here's my cotton clothes that kept the sweat nice and close to my body the whole time. And an Osprey pack looking like 110 liters large. Here's everything that went into that huge pack. All of our cookware back then we used stainless, which at the time was ultralight, and the MSR Whisperlight International, which I've still got and still works really well after 20 years. The Nalgene were the thing at that time, carrying all of our water. And the flashlight to go to was always the Mini Mag Light. In case something happened, we carried a ridiculously large adventure medical kit. And here's all my extra clothes, and actually an extra pair of socks for every day I was on the trail, just in case. Back to my rain gear, full Gore-Tex. And for warmth, we always carried a fleece. And at that time, the North Face Blue Kazoo, good to -5. And we had a North Face tent, but at that time it wasn't the Trailhead 4, it was the Himalayan Hotel. About 6 years ago, after about a 10-year absence from hiking, I decided it was time to get back. Here's my son who had just turned 10 at the time. I wanted to get him in the mountains and me back on the mountains. So we took off one summer day for a hike in Japan. 35 degrees Celsius, me carrying a 30-kilogram pack. Not fun. And that is how my hiking gear revolution started. Here you can see me with my new gear, wearing shorts instead of pants, and a 70-liter pack instead of 110. Here's me in the rain. Here's everything that I wore. Instead of a big heavy Victorinox blade, I carried these two blades, which were much lighter. And a watch that had an altimeter on it, which is always nice to see how long you need to get to the top. The boots, I still went with heavy-duty ones, however they were much lighter than the leather ones. And all of our clothes went from cotton to synthetics, which kept the moisture away from our body and feeling much, much more comfortable. And one of my favorite inventions of the time is the hiking sticks, which keep me balanced. And I got away my raggedy old kerchief and bought a hat. So the pack I use, an Osprey Atheter 70-liter pack. And here's all the gear I could put in it, not including food, water, and beer. Thank God for titanium. Man, this stuff is going to last me forever. And a nice Giga stove. I'm sort of a freak about lighting, so this is all the things that I carried. And we switched down our pack, or to our medical kit, to an ultralight 9. Done away with the water bottles and used one of these, Camelbacks. And of course all of our clothes were switched over to synthetic totally. Here's a micro fleece and a rain jacket that I use from Patagonia. And instead of using a bulky fleece, what we use is these synthetics as well. Inside of our pack I carried a liner to keep the rain out and everything dry. And we switched up our heavier sleeping bags for nice light Mount Bell. And this is the tent I was using, a big Agnes made for 3. Here it is looking good. Now let's say I wanted to get really crazy about the ultralight scene. This is the way I would sort of go. Looking really, really ultralight, except for the weight I'm carrying on my body. Much, much smaller pack, looking into 18 liters. And this is the rain gear, how I'd look in the rain if it was getting wet. Here's everything that I was wearing at the time. Switched over to a short sleeve shirt with very, very nice wicking capacities. And basically running shoes. These are trail running shoes by Patagonia. Very lightweight shorts and a very lightweight hat. And a backpack, 18 to 20 liters. Everything will fit, including food and water. Here's everything that I had in the pack. Pretty minimalist. Here's my extra clothing, all synthetics, and a very, very pared down emergency kit. This is a totally titanium stove made by Evernew, designed in Japan. A fantastic design, super ultralight, and you have the wonderful choice of using it with either alcohol or it burns wood. So it's always nice to take some fuel along, but you don't need it as much as other stoves. And when it does get chilly, emergency solar blanket. This is the Gatewood Cape and Serenity Net Tent by Six Moon Designs. It's not only a raincoat, but it also doubles as a tent, which is quite comfortable regardless of the weight of only 500 grams. And with all this gear, for a couple nights hike, you can be quite comfortable with no big problems. And it is super light. But what I was looking for was something sort of in between the two. Light, but not too light, giving me a bit more comfort and, of course, a bit more safety. And this is the gear that I use now, or what I come up with so far. I'm using a long sleeve shirt and a wider hat so I don't need sun protection. I've switched to a bit bigger of a pack. It's coming in at about 40 liters. Using the same rain gear that I did before. Here's everything that I'm wearing or that's outside of my pack. I've switched to high-cut shoes just in case ankle protection. I've got longer pants and long sleeve shirts so I don't need any sunscreen. And a super light towel to help me with whatever. I've switched to this solar powered watch and this wonderful knife by Camelus. And I've got carbon trekking poles now, which are much lighter. And you notice that I said this is on the outside of my pack, which is my sleeping pad. And it is sort of outside of my pack. It doubles as my pack pad. It's my 38 liter Six Moon Designs feather. And all of this stuff is going to fit in it. Plus I've got lots of room for food, water, and beer. I use a really lightweight wind shirt now to keep me warmer when I'm hiking or sitting around. And 2 water bottles. We got the Camelback for drinking while I'm on the trail and the Platypus for hauling water. My stove of choice is a Jetboil titanium. It's lightweight and uses very, very few amount of fuel. And I've got the lantern for inside the tent, my headlamp for whatever, and in case I have to hike at night, my super powerful one. And if I'm going out with friends, I need to take a Primus with me to keep us light at night for when we're playing cards or sitting around joking. And my rain gear, if you notice, it looks sort of larger compared to all the other stuff, but it does pack down really nicely. Here you see me squeezing it into place. It's like basically less than a pet bottle, a 500 milliliter pet bottle. And not only does it keep me dry, but because it is a poncho, it keeps my pack dry as well. My sleeping pad of choice is the Thermarest Neo Air. And I've switched up to a Mount Bell 10 degrees bag, which is fine for Japan in the mountains in the summer. And I use this compression sack to get it right down to size and keep it dry. You'll notice here it's about the size of like a softball or a melon really. And here's my Patagonia Nano Puff, which is fine. It packs down really small as well, much smaller than you would expect from a fleece or anything like that. We've given up on buying emergency kits and I've made my own. I'll be doing a list on my emergency kit at a later date. And all of my extra clothes pack into this one small pouch. You can see here's everything packed down and ready to fit into the backpack. And last, of course, is my wonderful tent, one of my most important pieces of gear. I use a Six Moon Designs Lunar Solo, which gives me, even a big guy like me, lots of room, super lightweight, 650 grams, and doesn't give any condensation whatsoever. And no matter where I'm hiking or what I'm doing, I'm always taking with me a map, my journal, and my cell phone, which is good for entertainment and also just in case. And if I'm hiking with friends or someone else, there's always cards and the chessboard. And that has been my hiking gear revolution. In the future, I'm going to be doing more videos, more detailed videos about different types of gear. Please stay tuned and check back later if you have some interest. And if you have anything you'd like to say, just send me a mail or leave a comment. Thanks.